Hi everyone, Jamie Vaughn here with Rob Ridgway, the creator of Spontuneous, which right now is the #1 game on Amazon for the past 2 years. Rob, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me, Jamie.
I would love to hear your inspiration behind Spontuneous.
Well, at the time I was selling business insurance, and I had commented to a colleague that I felt like I was selling fear, which it pretty much is, and I didn't like what I was doing. And I needed to figure out a way to sell something that people liked, and we discussed that and determined that, people like to be happy. So I thought, well, I just need to box up happiness and sell it.
Right.
And it was probably about a year after that conversation that I was just hanging out with some family and friends, and my stepsister mentioned, hey, we're going to go to the mountains tomorrow if you guys want to go. And her friend jumped in and spontaneously burst into the tune, "Ain't no mountain high enough."
Which we all do.
Which, yeah, you hear a word and a song pops in your head.
Right.
And they immediately started laughing about how often they do that. They hear a word and a song pops in their head. And I thought, I do that all the time as well. And as soon as I said that, the light bulb went off, and I thought, this would make an awesome board game. And so we just took turns throwing out words to see if somebody could sing a song. And it worked. And we had a ton of fun. So
how long did it take you to develop the game?
So that was August 2nd, 2009 that I came up with the idea. And for the next year, I basically would go into my colleague's office that I had that initial conversation about, boxing up happiness, and would discuss, the different things that, revelations that I had with Spontuneous. And it took me exactly 1 year to the day until I was at the factory. At that time was in Michigan, and I signed the first 500 copies. So 1 year to the day.
Wow, so was it an instant hit, or did it take a while to build an audience?
In my mind, it was an instant hit, but unfortunately, it took a lot longer than that. I had a great year my first year when I launched it in Billings, Montana. I think, being from Montana, I know everybody, and I got a lot of press and stuff like that, and so it was pretty successful. But I knew that I needed to get to a bigger market, and so that's when I went to Austin, Texas.
Okay.
And the next 6 years were a bit of a bloodbath, to get the thing up and going. And we're 10 years in now, and probably just in the last 4 years is when it really started taking off. And like you said, it's been the #1 bestseller on Amazon the last 2 years.
So with the story of how it all got started, now you grew up on a farm or a ranch in
Both.
Montana? Okay.
Yeah, we raised Black Angus cattle and wheat and barley and all that kind of stuff, and lots of hay.
Yeah.
So that's where my work ethic came from.
And so then you went from Montana to Austin. How did you end up in Nashville?
After the game started taking off in Nashville, I got a call to sponsor a band called Blue October.
Okay.
And so I wrapped their tour bus, and went on tour with them for 5 days of their Pacific Northwest leg. And after that, it was I realized I want to go on my own tour, and so I ended up buying an RV, because I went from number 19 on Amazon to number 2 with their endorsement.
Oh, wow.
And so that's when I decided, okay, I want to buy this RV and just travel the country. I was kind of over living in Austin, and I didn't know where I wanted to go next. And I thought, well, this will give me a chance to go see the country. And so me and my dog took off, and I wrapped my RV with the branding, kind of like I did with their bus. And then a year into that is when I ended up meeting a girl, and then we moved to Nashville together. So.
Okay. We're in Nashville, and a lot of people can sing really well, but do you have to be a great singer to play Spontuneous?
No, absolutely not. That's why I actually made a board game about singing, because I personally have no talent myself. So our tagline is "Sing it or shout it, talent not required." So that way it's inclusive to everybody. I mean, you don't have to be good at all, and in fact, I think the worse you are, the more fun it is.
So it's like a spontaneous game of karaoke almost.
Oh, pretty much, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So if families around playing the game, what would be the draw for them to play it, say, over watching a movie or going out for the night?
Oh, the connection that you're going to get from playing Spontuneous is awesome. You know, the gist of the game is someone says a word, and a word pops in your head, and so the first one to jump in and sing something that has that word in it would win the round. Given a word can be in hundreds or thousands of songs, it's going to cross all genres of music, which means all ages can play together. The beauty of that is that you can have the kids, the parents, and grandparents all playing together. Everyone's going to know different music, but they're going to learn something about the other person. You know, like what kind of music they like, or I mean, just the stories and the memories that come up with the different music that people start singing. And then you have sing-alongs that kind of spontaneously erupt as well. So it's more about the experience and unplugging from our devices. You know, today, especially with the kids, you know, they're all hooked to their phones and iPads and all that kind of stuff. And this is a great way to unplug from those and actually interact as a family.
So is it a game that's going to take a whole lot of time to play, like Monopoly, or something that's over quickly?
No, not at all. Typically, a game will last 30 to 45 minutes. Now, that first one might last a little bit longer until you get the hang of it, but once you do, usually 30 to 45 minutes is how long a single game plays. A lot of people tell me that they'll play 2 games and then, okay, they've had it for the night. So, but yeah, no, I try to keep it pretty simple, and I even design my rules so that there's 10 quick start rules, so you can actually start playing pretty easily without having to dive into all the guts of the what-if questions.
Yeah, we did a quick game in the office, and it was a lot of fun. So,
cool.
And people were walking by and jumping in and stuff with their ideas too. So how do they buy this? Is it only on Amazon, or can they buy it in a department store like Walmart or Target?
No, we used to be in probably 800-900 retail stores back in the day, and then I've since pulled back and just went strictly online. So Amazon is my primary location where you can find it. You can go to my website, songgame.com, and then when you buy it there, actually your listeners can enter the code FAMILY on my website, and that will route them to Amazon and give them a 10% discount. So.
All right. Thank you so much for coming in today. Hey guys, make sure you go and pick up the #1 game on Amazon right now, Spontuneous. Have a great day.